What's going on, guys? Wadamathralda here, back with part 2 of the ongoing series of me repairing my BMW 135i back to her former glory. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about the battery positive cable and the impact it may have on your car being able to start or not after an accident. Alright guys, so what you see now on your screen is the battery positive cable, and what it does is that it connects your battery to the engine bay. So one part of it goes to the battery positive terminal, and the other end of it goes through a wire all the way up to your engine bay that does all of its electrical functions. So why is this important? So BMW has a built-in feature where if you get into an accident, if airbags deploy, it severs all electrical connection from the battery to the engine. And why is that important? Is because let's say, for example, if you get into an accident, you get a fuel leak, and all of a sudden you get an electrical fire, a spark, that can cause a fire, an explosion, and a lot worse can happen. So as a safety feature, BMW uses this wire and it severs the connection, so therefore there's no electricity coming from your battery to your engine bay. It eliminates the spark, it eliminates the fire, and even in some cases, in some models, it will even sever the fuel line as well. But in the BMW 135i, all it does is severs the electrical connection, which is what this cable does. So let's say you get into an accident like I did, and your airbags deploy, and even though it's a minor accident, you're trying to pull off to the side of the road, but you can't. You keep pushing the start button, and the car seems like it's trying to crank, but it's not getting electricity, and it's not turning over. So this is the culprit right here. So let me show you how this cable achieves the severance of the electrical connector between your battery and your engine bay, and how it works. Alright guys, so I moved myself to the corner over here so you can have a better view of the cable itself. So let me start the video. So what you're looking at right now is the battery positive cable of the BMW 135i, and over here is where it connects to the engine bay, and over here is where it connects to the battery positive terminal of your battery. So that's where it would, the battery would go typically, the positive terminal, and it runs out this cable to your engine bay. So over here, I'm going to give you a better look here in a little bit as I get the right angle. All right, see this little metal bar right here? This is supposed to be in contact with this metal right here. Right now, there's a disconnect between the two, so therefore there's no continuity between the battery and the actual engine bay itself. Reason being is when the airbags deploy, it causes a little explosion here that blows that metal bar away from the positive terminal, so therefore disconnecting all of the continuity from your battery to your engine bay. And here's the new cable that I've obtained, and as you can see here, that metal piece is connected to the battery positive terminal here. So therefore you get continuity, the battery connects straight to the engine, you get power, you get your crank, it starts right up, everything's fine. So let me put the two cables together here so you can see a little bit of comparison between the two. Let me plop that there, and I'm going to pause it, and then we're going to show you the difference between the two connectors there. So boom. So as you can see on the upper one, that is the older cable, there's no metal bar connecting it right here. And if you look at the newer one, it's touching each other. So now this one here provides the continuity, so when you plug it into your battery, it goes right to your engine bay via this red cable here. Over here, you don't see it. And plus you see some charred residue here from that physical explosion that happened. So when your airbags deploy, the little mini explosion here pops that cable here up towards that direction. So therefore that connection is severed. So this is the main reason why your car will not start after an accident. Is this cable, it's severed. It's really a big pain to get to, especially if you have a 135i, because it's in your trunk underneath your trunk. So it's going to be a big headache to get to. And then the next part here, I'm going to show you how to get to this cable, how to remove it and replace it. All right, so this is my car right now. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff back there that I need to clean out before I can even get to the battery right beneath all that junk. All right, so I did some more cleaning up, and I still need to remove those amps and my subwoofers in order to even get to the battery right below. And also, as a safe rule of thumb, is that you always want to label everything prior to disconnecting them. So therefore, it will save you a ton of headaches when you go to put things back together. So what I did there was I labeled everything where everything's supposed to go, and then from there I will disassemble and take that out. So as you can see here, the subwoofer and the amplifier has been removed. There's all the cables, and finally you get to the battery. So you can see my capacitor there, and then the batteries to the right, and you see up toward green, that's where the battery positive cable goes. Alright, so a few tools that you'll need for this job is a 13mm socket and also a 10mm socket to get that battery out. And also, as a safety rule of thumb, every time you work on anything electrical in your car, you always want to remove the negative battery terminal first. So once you have that cable removed, it should look like that. And don't worry about the other red cable there, because that goes to my audio system, and most of you guys probably won't have that cable there to even worry about. Alrighty, so the next part is you put the new cable into where it's supposed to go, and from there just tighten everything back up. And in this case, it's going to be the opposite of taking the battery out. Alright, so now that you put the new cable back in, just make sure you fasten everything back in tightly, and then from there, just put everything back where it's supposed to go. Alright guys, so this is the moment of truth. I reconnected the battery positive cable, and if all goes well, it should crank right up. Man, I'm nervous.
Yes!
There it is. Oh my god. And the flights that I have to clear, but that's gonna be an ongoing process. So yeah, as you can see here, I have the airbag and the seatbelt both blown, and it needs to be replaced. So that's gonna be our next project. But the first step is getting the car started, which we did. Yes. Alright guys, so that's the end of the video. As you can see there, I was able to successfully crank the car and able to get it off of my sidewalk and into my garage for future repairs. And essentially, that is the cable, that is the culprit why your car will not start after an accident. Hopefully you find this helpful. If you do, please like and subscribe to the video and also the channel. It will help me out a lot. And if you have any questions about any the equipment or tools that I've used today, feel free to comment below and I'll get back to you in a timely manner. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. A post-credit video? A sneak peek perhaps to the next video? Well, it's going to be me removing the driver's side steering wheel airbag. Stay tuned.